Welcome back to the Ancestral Findings podcast. Let's explore the life of Rutherford B. Hayes, the 19th President of the United States. Discover how this Civil War hero navigated the contentious election of 1876, ended Reconstruction, and championed civil service reform. Rutherford Burchard Hayes was born on October 4, 1822, in Delaware, Ohio. He was the fifth child of Rutherford Hayes Jr. and Sophia Burchard Hayes. Unfortunately, his father died 10 weeks before Rutherford was born, leaving his mother to raise him and his siblings. Despite the hardships, Sophia Hayes was a determined and resourceful woman who ensured her children received a good education. Hayes's early education took place in common schools and Norwalk Academy in Ohio. He later attended Kenyon College, where he graduated as valedictorian in 1842. Following college, Hayes studied law at Harvard Law School and graduated in 1845. He was admitted to the bar the same year and began practicing law in Lower Sandusky, now Fremont, Ohio. Hayes established a successful law practice and became involved in local politics. In 1852, he married Lucy Ware Webb, a well-educated and socially active woman from Chillicothe, Ohio. Lucy was deeply committed to social causes, including temperance and the abolition of slavery. She became a significant influence on Hayes and was an active partner in his public life. The couple had 8 children, 5 of whom survived to adulthood: Burchard, Webb, Rutherford Platt, Joseph, and Fanny. With the outbreak of the Civil War, Hayes joined the Union Army in 1861, initially as a major in the 23rd Ohio Volunteer Infantry. He served with distinction, participating in several key battles, including the Battle of South Mountain, the Battle of Antietam, and the Siege of Petersburg. Hayes was wounded multiple times and rose to the rank of brevet major general by the end of the war. His military service earned him a reputation for bravery and leadership, which bolstered his political career. After the Civil War, Hayes resumed his law practice and entered politics. He was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1864, where he served 2 terms. During his time in Congress, Hayes was a staunch supporter of Reconstruction policies and civil rights for freed slaves. In 1867, he was elected governor of Ohio, serving 3 terms, 1868 to 1872, 1876 to 1877. As governor, Hayes promoted educational reform, prison reform, and economic development. Hayes was the Republican nominee for president in the highly contentious election of 1876. His opponent was Democrat Samuel J. Tilden. The election results were fiercely disputed, with both parties claiming victory in several states. The electoral vote was so close that it led to a constitutional crisis. To resolve the impasse, Congress established the Electoral Commission, a bipartisan panel tasked with determining the rightful winner. The commission ultimately awarded all disputed electoral votes to Hayes, resulting in a final count of 185 to 184 in his favor. This decision was part of the Compromise of 1877, which effectively ended Reconstruction by promising to withdraw federal troops from the South. Hayes's presidency began under the shadow of the disputed election and the Compromise of 1877. One of his first acts as president was to withdraw federal troops from the remaining occupied southern states, effectively ending Reconstruction. While this move was intended to promote national unity and reconciliation, it also led to the disenfranchisement and oppression of African Americans in the South, as white supremacist groups regained control. Hayes was a strong advocate for civil service reform. He sought to reduce corruption and patronage in government appointments, implementing merit-based systems and competitive exams for federal positions. His efforts laid the groundwork for future civil service reforms, including the Pendleton Civil Service Reform Act of 1883. Hayes faced several economic challenges during his presidency, including the aftermath of the Panic of 1873. He supported measures to stabilize the economy, such as the resumption of the gold standard through the Specie Payment Resumption Act of 1875, which took effect in 1879. Hayes also vetoed the Bland-Allison Act, which called for the free coinage of silver, although Congress overrode his veto. On the domestic front, Hayes advocated for educational improvements and sought to protect the rights of Native Americans. He appointed Carl Schurz as Secretary of the Interior, who implemented policies aimed at reforming the Bureau of Indian Affairs and reducing corruption. Hayes' personal life was marked by his strong partnership with his wife, Lucy. Lucy Hayes was the First Lady to have a college degree, and she was a prominent advocate for social causes, including temperance. Her influence earned her the nickname Lemonade Lucy due to her support for banning alcohol from the White House. Together, they were known for their warm hospitality and commitment to public service. Hayes was known for his integrity, honesty, and commitment to principle. He refused to seek a second term, adhering to his pledge to serve only one term as president. His decision to retire from politics after his presidency was in keeping with his belief in the importance of citizen leadership and his desire to return to private life. After leaving the White House in 1881, Hayes retired to his estate, Spiegel Grove, in Fremont, Ohio. He remained active in public affairs, advocating for educational reform and veterans' welfare. Hayes served as a trustee of Ohio State University and supported efforts to establish libraries and schools. He also worked to promote racial equality and improve conditions for African Americans. Hayes continued to write and speak on issues of national importance until his death on January 17, 1893. He was buried at Spiegel Grove, which later became the Rutherford B. Hayes Presidential Center, preserving his legacy and contributions to American history. Rutherford B. Hayes's presidency is often remembered for its role in ending Reconstruction and its efforts to reform the civil service. While his decision to withdraw federal troops from the South led to negative consequences for African Americans, his commitment to civil service reform and his principled approach to governance left a lasting impact. Hayes's dedication to education, veterans' welfare, and racial equality continued to influence his post-presidential activities. His legacy is a reflection of his belief in integrity, public service, and the importance of national unity. The Compromise of 1877, which led to Hayes' election, marked the end of Reconstruction. Hayes' withdrawal of federal troops from the South allowed white supremacist groups to regain power and disenfranchise African Americans, leading to decades of segregation and discrimination. This decision remains one of the most controversial aspects of his presidency. Hayes was the first president to have a telephone installed in the White House. The device, installed in 1879, was a symbol of technological advancement and modernization. Hayes' phone number was simply 1, highlighting the novelty of the technology at the time. Rutherford B. Hayes' life and presidency provide a nuanced portrait of a leader who navigated a complex and transitional period in American history. From his early life and military service to his presidency and post-presidential activities, Hayes' story reflects his commitment to public service, integrity, and reform. While his presidency faced significant challenges and controversies, particularly regarding Reconstruction and civil rights, Hayes' efforts to promote civil service reform and improve education and veterans' welfare left a lasting impact. His legacy is a testament to the complexities and challenges of leadership during a transformative era in American history. If you'd like to learn more, here are some recommended books on Rutherford B. Hayes. Rutherford B. Hayes, Warrior and President by Ari Hugenboom. This comprehensive biography by Ari Hugenboom offers a detailed and balanced account of Hayes' life, from his early years in military service to his presidency and beyond. Rutherford B. Hayes, The American Presidents Series, The 19th President, 1877 to 1881 by Hans L. Trefus. Part of the American Presidents Series, this concise biography by Hans L. Trefus provides an accessible overview of Hayes' life and presidency, highlighting his significant achievements and challenges. Lucy Webb Hayes, A First Lady with a Cause by Emily Aptgear. This book explores the life of Lucy Webb Hayes, focusing on her role as First Lady and her advocacy for social causes, including temperance and education. The Presidency of Rutherford B. Hayes by H.J. Eckenrode. This book examines Hayes' presidency, focusing on his policies, challenges, and the impact of his leadership during a transitional period in American history. Thanks for listening to the Ancestral Findings podcast. Be sure to visit ancestralfindings.com to download a free genealogy ebook and sign up for the weekly historical postcard giveaway. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, happy searching.